Your first alert forecast with meteorologist Corey Thompson.
Two things to keep an eye on today: the threat for showers and storms and the high heat and humidity, both highlighted in your first alert. The more potentially impactful one will be the storms that we see this afternoon and evening, potentially particularly intense as we head toward the afternoon and evening hours as we build up that heat and humidity. And that does include the threat for heat index readings that will be above 100 degrees again for a period of time this afternoon before those storms work in. In fact, that will be from about lunchtime into the early afternoon and evening. Depends on when those storms move through your area, when you'll catch a little bit of relief, but it does come in the form of potentially severe weather, unfortunately. Now, a view from our Dubuque City cam at this point, one of the cities north of Highway 20 that has seen a lack of fog, but we have seen some in other spots north of Highway 20, so be ready for that for your morning commute. Add a little extra time if you need to. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, and our dew points right there too. It is plenty warm and humid already, and we will warm steadily now that the sun is up. Off to our northwest, there's clusters of showers and storms in southern Minnesota. Still expecting these to generally show a bit of a weakening trend, but they could impact our northern zones here as we head through the next few hours here in eastern Iowa. It's later today that the threat for severe weather really does increase across more of the area. Your first alert forecast for today includes that chance. Storms are likely. 87 degrees in Charles City, 94 in Washington, so plenty of energy for these storms to feed off of. And that's why they will develop pretty quickly and become pretty intense pretty quickly later today after a morning with that scattered fog early and some cloud cover in the north from showers and storms trying to press in. But notice how they just run into a little bit of trouble as they enter our northern counties. That says we still have a little bit of warm air in the mid-levels here, keeping a cap on the atmosphere. We're gonna have to watch though to make sure that that doesn't become a little stronger a little earlier than anticipated. Otherwise, this afternoon after about 2 or 3 o'clock, notice these storms developing here in central Iowa, quickly becoming intense and organizing into a line that could produce damaging wind as it moves to the east. So by 5 o'clock, approaching the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City area through 5 to 6 o'clock and spreading to the east very quickly. They'll be moving about 50 to 60 miles per hour and moving out of the area by about 7 or 8 o'clock for the most part. Still some scattered storms on the backside. On the trailing edge of this could last into the mid to late evening. And so we'll have to watch for that before things dry out and quiet down for the start of your Tuesday. So the severe weather threat today, enhanced risk for severe weather for the areas in orange, damaging wind, the primary threat here. Slight risk outside of that, so you're not out of the woods if you're not in that orange area, but it does appear the most likely spot for damaging winds will be in that orange area. It's red here on this outlook. Potentially 80 miles per hour or stronger. Tornadoes also possible in a few cases with that line as it moves through. So please, it's your first alert to that potential. We really do need you to stay weather aware as we head through the afternoon and evening. Of course, we'll have the latest here on KCRG TV9 as well as KCRG.com, the KCRG TV9 First Alert Weather app. All of those ways will keep you informed as you go through the day. By later this week, much more comfortable. We're talking temperatures that will be in the upper 70s with lower humidity too. Your weather-wise question for today: severe weather requires moisture, instability, a source of upward motion, and what other ingredient? Is it a full moon, downward motion, wind shear, or just good intentions?
Oh, I think we can eliminate a couple.
Okay.
I'll go C, wind shear.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm narrowing down to C as well, wind shear.
C is correct. So that is the turning with, or the change in wind speed and direction with height. So winds at the surface, maybe out of the southeast, a little bit higher in the atmosphere, they're out of the southwest. That can organize those storms. That's kind of the difference between a regular storm and a severe storm. It's a pretty critical ingredient. We've got it today. Plenty of those ingredients around.
Yeah, haven't checked the moon though.
Yeah, the moon, I am not certain what phase it's in, and my intentions are always good.
All right, thanks, Corey.